Hello. It's been so long since I've done a recording. I just couldn't help myself. I had to do one today. You're going to follow along with the video and make sure that you're also copying this work down in your packet. Pages 1 through 3 need to be done. So we are on lesson 35, out of order because we did our units out of order, equations and their solutions. Sorry about the font. It's a little funny. It's Word versus Google Docs. But make sure you follow along. Fill this information in. Pause it when you need to. So we're working on solutions. Now, in this whole unit, we're doing systems. So systems means you have more than one equation. And we're going to graph. So in all of these problems, you're going to see an X and a Y. We're going to have both. That's okay. We can deal with that. So the first paragraph says systems of equations and inequalities are essential. In real life, you're not just talking about one thing. A lot of times you're talking about multiple topics, hence multiple variables. So let's look at this box. A point is a solution if it makes an equation true. Okay, so what we're going to do here for exercise number 1, when it says determine if the point 25 is a solution, we're going to plug that number in to each equation and see if it's true. If it's not true, then it is not a solution. So let's write over here, true is a solution. If you get false, then it is not a solution. And yes, it is as simple as that. So I'm going to pause this for a sec, make this a little bigger, and then I'll show you what to do. So remember, we're testing the point 25. So x is 2 and y is 5. So what I'm going to do is plug a 5 in for y and a 2 in for x, and then we'll evaluate it. You could also do the store trick, but we'll save that for another day. So 5 equals 4 times 2 minus 3. So the left side of the equation, there's nothing to evaluate. It's just a 5. If you put that in your calculator or do it in your head, you get 5. So that's true. 5 is equal to 5. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Put a 2 in for x and a 5 in for y. 2 times 2 plus 5 equals 9. So we have equals 9. When you evaluate that, 2 times 2 plus 5, you get 9. That is also true. Both equations must turn out true. So we could say 25 is a solution. So now we're going to do the same thing over here. Remember, we're doing the point 25. So 5 is y, 2 is x. 5 minus 2 equals 3. So 3 equals 3, all right, that's true. Now let's do the next one. 2 goes in for x, 5 goes in for y. 5 equals 1/2. Sorry, little sneeze. 2 plus 6. So I plugged a 2 in for x, a 5 in for y. Now take a sec. If we need to, pause the video, evaluate this. 1/2 times 2 plus 6. You end up with 7. That is not true. It's false. So since one of those equations is false, then we would say the point 25 is not a solution. Let's move on down to the next one. So I'm going to try to show you my key. Hopefully this carries over. I don't have my drawing tools. There they are. They're just slow. Kind of like me. It's a Monday morning. So check. You can look up here. This is my key. This is my nicely written key. But for exercise 2 now, it says, which of the following points solve the system shown below? So you could, if you really wanted to, plug in each one of these into each of these equations. That's kind of a pain in the neck, but you could do it. You could say -4 equals 5 times 1 minus 9. That ends up being true. But then when you plug this in, -2 times 1, you get -4 equals 10. That's not true. So that's not a solution. That's an awful lot of work. So what I wrote over here, put both into y equals. So this can go into y1, that can go into y2. So do that now. Once you do that, you can start playing this video again. So I'm at home, so I don't have the same calculator that you guys have. But what I just did here, was I graphed these two things, and you can see they crisscross at the point, 3, 6. Now, you can also go to second graph on your calculator and look at the table. What you'll see is this, y1, y2. And when x is 3, both of those values are 6. So you can substitute. You can look on a graph, or you can look on a table, all to find the same answer. Now, for exercise number 3, I can't show this because I don't have any graphics. That's special. Which of the following represents the intersection? Same thing. Intersection means solution. So this is kind of like you have to know what you're good at and what you could get your best answer with. So what I did over here was I solved for y. So for step 1, I said solve both equations for y. So I brought this one down here, and then the other one I brought right here. Remember when we did those 5-minute quizzes? So what I did was I subtracted 2x from both sides. That went away. And I have y equals 14 minus 2x. And then on the other side, I added x to both sides. That went away. And I have y equals 5 plus x. Then you can put this into y1 and put this equation into y2. And you can see where they crisscross. If solving for y is not your jam, then what you have to do is, like we did on top, plug each one of these x and y points in and see which one is true. At some point, when you plug those in, you're going to get a false. The only one that is true for both is option 3. Let's move on. I'm going to pause the video and come back with a new one.